8 unknown sleeper cars of the 1990s. The 1990s were a golden era for sleeper cars. Vehicles that looked ordinary on the outside but packed serious horsepower under the hood. While muscle cars and sports cars grabbed the spotlight, some of the most exciting performance machines were hidden in plain sight. These unknown sleeper cars could easily blend into traffic, fooling unsuspecting drivers until they hit the gas. From powerful sedans and turbocharged SUVs to performance trucks, these vehicles were built for speed, but disguised as everyday rides. Many of these 1990s sleeper cars are now rare and overlooked, making them hidden gems for enthusiasts. Whether you're into V8-powered family sedans or turbocharged coupes that could outrun sports cars, this list will take you back to a time when automakers secretly built some of the fastest street sleepers ever. Want to discover more about these underrated legends? Subscribe to Muscle Car Masters and never miss a deep dive into automotive history. 1999 Ford Taurus SHO. By the late 90s, the Ford Taurus SHO had already built a reputation as a sleeper sedan, but the 1999 Taurus SHO took things to a whole new level. This wasn't just another family car, it was a rare breed, with only 3,300 units produced in its final year. Unlike its boxy predecessors, the third-generation SHO 1996-99 featured a smoother, more aerodynamic design. It wasn't the flashiest car on the road, but that was part of its charm. Most people wouldn't even realize this Taurus was something special unless they spotted its SHO-specific alloy wheels, sportier seats, and unique bumpers. A small but fascinating touch. Ford even added a wind deflector on the driver's side windshield wiper to keep it steady at high speeds. But the real magic was under the hood. For the first and only time, the Taurus SHO came equipped with a 3.4-liter V8, co-developed with Yamaha, producing 235 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque. Mated to a 4-speed automatic transmission, it could hit 0 to 60 in around 7 seconds, which was quick for a front-wheel drive sedan of the era. However, this engine had a notorious flaw: camshaft sprockets that weren't properly secured, leading to potential failure around the 50,000-mile mark. While it only affected about 1,200 out of 20,000 SHOs, it was a serious concern for owners. With sales dwindling, only 9,000 units sold in 1997, Ford pulled the plug on the SHO after 1999. Though it wasn't the most popular or reliable, the V8-powered Taurus SHO remains one of the rarest Ford sedans ever. A true sleeper from the 90s. 1992 GMC Typhoon. In the early 90s, while SUVs were typically seen as rugged off-roaders or family haulers, GMC shattered expectations with the 1992 Typhoon, a vehicle that redefined the segment. At first glance, the Typhoon resembled a standard two-door SUV, but beneath its unassuming exterior lay a powerhouse that could challenge the era's top sports cars. Under the hood, the Typhoon housed a turbocharged 4.3-liter V6 engine, producing 280 horsepower and 350 pound-feet of torque. This setup enabled the Typhoon to sprint from 0 to 60 in just 5.3 seconds, a feat that left many sports car enthusiasts in disbelief. In fact, its acceleration was on par with the Acura NSX, a renowned sports car of that time. The Typhoon's performance wasn't just about straight-line speed. Equipped with all-wheel drive and a sport-tuned suspension, it offered handling capabilities that were exceptional for an SUV. MotorWeek's review highlighted its stability during severe transitions, noting that the Typhoon is incredibly stable under the most severe transitions. Despite its remarkable capabilities, the Typhoon remained a rare sight on the roads. GMC produced only 4697 units between 92 and 93, making it a coveted gem among automotive enthusiasts today. 1995 Ford F-150 Lightning. Ever heard of the 1995 Ford? Ford only built 11,563 of these beasts, with just 2,280 rolling off the line in its final production year. That scarcity alone makes it a hidden gem, but what really sets it apart is what's under the hood. Ford's Special Vehicle Team, or SVT, took the reliable F-150 and transformed it into a performance machine. They equipped it with a tuned 5.8-liter Windsor V8, pushing out 240 horsepower and 340 pound-feet of torque. That power, paired with a heavy-duty 4-speed automatic transmission and a 4:10 gear ratio in the 8.8-inch traction lock rear axle, meant the Lightning could launch from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just about 6 seconds, blistering quick for a mid-90s pickup. Unlike modern performance trucks packed with high-tech features, the first-gen Lightning kept things simple but effective. It wasn't just about speed either. Ford designed it to handle well, giving it an edge over rivals like the GMC Cyclone. While the Cyclone was quicker in a straight line, the Lightning's more traditional truck layout and rear-wheel drive setup made it a better all-around performer. Despite its capabilities, the Lightning remained under the radar. Maybe the world wasn't ready for a truck that could challenge sports cars, or perhaps its limited production kept it from reaching legendary status. (1990) Mercury Cougar XR7. The 1990 Mercury Cougar XR7 is one of those hidden gems that never got the recognition it deserved. With only 841 units built, it's an ultra-rare piece of American performance history. Most people don't even know it exists, but that just makes it even more special. At first glance, the Cougar XR7 looks like a sleek luxury coupe, but don't let the smooth lines fool you. This thing packs some serious muscle. Under the hood, you'll find a supercharged 3.8-liter V6 cranking out 210 horsepower and a hefty 315 pound-feet of torque. That's enough power to make this car move with authority. And thanks to its fully independent suspension and 4-wheel disc brakes with ABS, it's not just fast. It handles like a dream. One of the coolest features? The suspension isn't just sporty. It's smart. The XR7 comes with an automatic adjustable suspension that changes based on your driving. Need a tighter setup for cornering? Flip it to firm mode. Prefer a cushier ride? The auto setting takes care of that. The system even reacts to road conditions and weight distribution, making real-time adjustments for the best balance between comfort and performance. And let's talk transmissions. If you wanted a more engaging drive, Mercury offered a 5-speed manual, a rare treat in a car like this. But if you preferred effortless cruising, the 4-speed automatic delivered smooth shifts every time. 1995 Ford Thunderbird SC. Let's take a trip back to 1995 and talk about a hidden gem. The Ford Thunderbird Super Coupe. This ride didn't get the spotlight it deserved, but man, it packed a punch. Ford only rolled out of 574 of these bad boys that year, making them rarer than a needle in a haystack. At first glance, the Thunderbird SC might look like your average cruiser, but pop the hood and you'll find a supercharged 3.8-liter V6 engine. This wasn't your run-of-the-mill V6. It featured an Eaton M90 Roots-type supercharger and beefier fuel injectors, cranking out 230 horsepower and a hefty 330 pound-feet of torque. Plus, for those who love to drive stick, it offered a 5-speed manual transmission, adding to the driving thrill. What set the Thunderbird SC apart was its ahead-of-its-time engineering. Unlike many American cars of its era, this T-Bird sported an independent rear suspension, giving it impressive cornering abilities and a smooth ride, even on bumpy roads. While competitors were sticking with solid rear axles, the SC was blending comfort and performance like a pro. Sure, it had its quirks. The sporty seats with high bolsters weren't the epitome of luxury, and the interior design was pretty plain. But let's be real. This car was built for performance, not for showrooms. Its sleek, low-slung exterior, slim, horizontal headlights, and functional grille and air intake gave it a sporty vibe that hinted at its hidden power. Unfortunately, internal issues at Ford hampered the Thunderbird SC's success. High production costs and a heftier-than-expected weight led to some controversies. Without a strong marketing push, it became the black sheep of the Thunderbird lineup. Despite its stellar features, it didn't sell as well as it should have, making it one of the most underappreciated cars of the 90s. '91 Chevy Lumina Z34. The 1991 Chevrolet Lumina Z34 was one of those cars that never got the hype it deserved. But Chevy secretly built a solid performer. At first glance, it looked like your typical early 90s family coupe. Clean design, nothing too aggressive. But under the hood, that's where things got interesting. Chevy stuffed a 3.4-liter DOHC V6 in this thing, cranking out 210 horsepower and 215 pound-feet of torque. In a time when most front-wheel drive coupes were more about looks than performance, the Z34 packed some real muscle. If you went with the 5-speed manual, you had a true driver's car, giving you way more control and engagement. There was an automatic option, but let's be real. The manual made all the difference. Looks-wise, Chevy gave the Z34 just enough attitude to hint at its power. A functional hood vent, a subtle rear spoiler, and sporty ground effects set it apart from your average Lumina. Inside, the sport bucket seats kept you locked in place when you pushed it through corners. And speaking of corners, the Z34 wasn't just a straight-line machine. With a sport-tuned suspension, 4-wheel disc brakes, and a quick-ratio steering system, this thing could actually handle. It wasn't just about going fast, it could take the twisties with confidence. Despite all that, the Z34 never really blew up. The Lumina name was stuck in the family car category, and most people just didn't know how capable this version was. '94 Buick Regal GS Coupe. When you think of a 90s Buick, performance probably isn't the first word that comes to mind. Buick was all about comfort, luxury, and smooth rides. But the 1994 Buick Regal GS Coupe? That one had a little extra bite. Under the hood, you got a 3.8-liter Series 1 L27 V6, pumping out 170 horsepower and a solid 225 pound-feet of torque. Sure, those numbers won't blow your mind today, but back then, that kind of torque gave the Regal GS some serious pull off the line. And with the optional Grand Touring suspension, it handled better than your average cushy cruiser. From the outside, the Regal GS looked sleek, but understated. No crazy spoilers or aggressive styling cues. That made it the perfect sleeper. Inside, it was all about comfort, with plush seats, wood grain trim, and a surprisingly high-tech digital dashboard. It even had a driver information center, something usually found in high-end luxury cars, not sporty coupes. So, why didn't the Regal GS blow up in popularity? Simple. Buick had a grandpa car reputation, and most buyers hunting for performance weren't stopping by a Buick dealership. The GS Coupe ended up overlooked, even though it was quick, comfortable, and had solid handling for its class. 1998 Oldsmobile Intrigue. By the late 90s, Oldsmobile was fighting to stay relevant, and the 1998 Intrigue was one of its best shots at a comeback. It wasn't a flashy muscle car, but it had something special under the hood that made it stand out. Its secret weapon? The 3.5-liter DOHC V6, nicknamed the Short Star because it was based on Cadillac's legendary North Star V8. With 215 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque, this engine gave the Intrigue some real pep. Paired with a 4-speed automatic, it delivered smooth, strong acceleration that made it feel sportier than your average mid-size sedan. At a glance, the Intrigue didn't scream performance. Its design was clean, modern, and understated. No wild bodywork or aggressive badging, but that worked in its favor, making it a true sleeper. Oldsmobile also gave it a well-balanced suspension, meaning it could handle twisty roads with confidence while still delivering a comfortable ride. Inside, the Intrigue offered a refined cabin with premium materials and a driver-focused layout that made it feel more upscale than most expected. So why didn't it take off? Oldsmobile was in an identity crisis, and buyers looking for a quick sedan were more likely to head to Pontiac or Chevrolet. The Intrigue just didn't get the recognition it deserved. But for those who gave it a chance, they found a solid, underrated performer. These 1990s sleeper cars may not have had the fame of Mustangs or Camaros, but they packed enough hidden power to catch unsuspecting drivers off guard. Whether it was a supercharged coupe, a performance-tuned sedan, or a muscle truck disguised as a workhorse, these unknown sleeper cars proved that looks can be deceiving. Did we miss any of your favorite sleeper cars from the 90s? Drop a comment and let us know. And if you love discovering hidden muscle car legends, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Muscle Car Masters for more forgotten powerhouses.